National Police Commissioner Fannie Masemola says special teams have been set up to tackle violent crime in all mining provinces in the country. There will also be crime combating operations over weekends when most incidents take place. Masemola was joined by Police Minister Bheki Cele, who said psychosocial support is available to the survivors of the gang rape in Krugersdorp on Thursday.
The gang rape of 8 women in Krugersdorp has again put the spotlight on Zamazamas in the country. In May this year, a police task team was set up to prioritize criminality in mining provinces. This was after Western communities attributed violent incidents to Zamazamas or illegal mining gangs.
Every month must be August when it comes to the South African police. Making the call to say, while we are policing and while we make sure that South Africans are safe, but we put a double effort when it comes to women and children.
Commenting on recent Tavern shootings in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, National Police Commissioner Fannie Masemola says there's no third force behind the attacks and that police are investigating different motives.
What we have found up to so far is not organized. There are various motives. Some motives that we still had to confirm. Looks like it's around the extortions, around the collection of monies that we are still investigating. But there is no tavern that is linked to one another.
Police say investigations into the Phala Phala matter are ongoing.
As you will have noted, there was a complainant who deposited a statement. Based on that statement, we have already obtained 30 statements. We protect the credibility of our investigation, so we will not be indicating what is contained in the case docket. We will also not be confirming whatever is coming in the media as to whether it is part of what we are having in the case docket or not.
Meanwhile, the SAPS conferred new ranks on newly appointed Northern Cape Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Constant Otola, and introduced the first ever woman National Deputy Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Tebello Musikidi, who assumed office exactly a month ago. Offenses Timo, SABC News, Pretoria.
So 85 foreign nationals are appearing in the Krugersdorp Magistrate's court. They were arrested over the weekend following the gang rape of 8 women on Thursday. The suspects are being processed individually, mainly facing charges of contravening the Immigration Act. The state is also investigating if any of the group could be linked to the rapes. Prosecutors are asking for a postponement to allow for an identity parade.
Now, SABC News, Hasina Gori has been in court the whole day tracking developments for us. Hasina, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. What do we know about the suspects?
Good afternoon, Bongiwe, and we've just come out of court where 81 of the suspects have appeared. From what we can tell you, we were not allowed to show any visuals of the suspects as the ID parade has not yet been done, but we're also not allowed to name as well as really share any characteristics of those suspects until the ID parade can be done. But what we can say is that from those 81, 60 of them were adults, 2 were females, the rest were all males. The other 20 are juveniles and minors, and once we are done with the court we were in, they were now being processed as well. All of them have opted for legal aid. They also, most do not have any previous convictions. There are at least 5 that were deported in the past, and 1 that was found with precious metals on them. These are just the suspects that appeared. All of them have only been charged with the contravention of the Immigration Act for not having the proper documentations for being in the country. The names of some of them seem to be at miss, with many of them needing to be verified. Some of them were unsure of their ages as well. We had a few of minors that ended up in the adult court and had to be moved then to the juvenile court as well. As you can imagine, it was quite a huge number of suspects that were being arrested and brought into court with various different languages, many from different different neighboring African countries, all of them here just only currently facing charges right now of the Contravention of Immigration Act. This arrest came after that gruesome attack that happened on a Thursday, where we saw 8 females being gang raped at an abandoned mine here in the west of Johannesburg in Krugersdorp. What happened after that was that police swooped down on that area, coming in with many different local authorities and rounding up all those that may have been suspected to be part of this crime. Right now, they will return to court on Wednesday after the Adi parade has been concluded. Also, we are waiting on the DNA results that have been taken from the scene as well as from all the suspects to ensure that if they can be linked to this rape incident, they will then be charged. We've seen this whole day various different community leaders, politicians and parties coming out here in support of this act. We know right now there is a community meeting that's going to be taking place in the West Village as well. Community members saying they're frustrated. This is not an isolated incident, that many of the females in this community could also describe and have been victims of the same crimes. So this is an ongoing issue in the area, and that they hope that this mass event that happened, this gruesome attack, will now bring some kind of justice and safety to the area. It's an ongoing story, and we'll keep you as always updated on SABC. Back to you in studio.
All right, Hasina, who's been tracking the story even over the course of the weekend and last week. We'll continue to check in with you, Hasina. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed there. Let's stay with the story and speak to women's rights